oil, just like the oil, you need to have a fire in it in order for it to lighten. No, so no, here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying the oil by itself is coming from an olive tree, and that olive tree is pure in itself, so the oil is in itself giving light without even being touched by any fire. So how many sources of light here, or how many steps that we did discuss, or how many levels that we did cover? You have the hole, and you have the lamp, and you have the zujaja, and you have the actual oil that is used to lighten the zujaja or lighten the lamp. All of this so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell you, Nurun ala nur, yahdi Allahu li nurihi man yasha. Allah guides to His light whosoever He wants. And that's the bottom line. That is actually the point that we want to make across. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the source of guidance. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Holy Quran that إِنَّكَ لَتَهْدِي مَنْ أَحْبَبْتَ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ يَهْدِي مَنْ يَشَاءُ. You shall not guide whosoever you want. Talking to the Prophet ﷺ and talking to each and every one of us. Guidance is not in our hands. Guidance is in the hands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You guide whosoever, Allah guides whosoever He wants. And when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talked about guidance in general, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given that example of light to not only Allah, but to Quran, for example. قَدْ جَاءَكُم مِّنَ اللَّهِ نُورٌ وَكِتَابٌ مُبِينٌ. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has granted you, has revealed to you light and the book that is revealing all the truth. And in another point, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us, يَا أَيُّهَا النَّاسِ قَدْ جَاءَكُم بُرْهَانٌ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ وَأَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكُمْ نُورًا مُبِينًا. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent you the truth in both the Quran and the Prophet ﷺ, and we have revealed to you a light that is signaling light, and a light that shows the truth, shows the path. So when we listen to all of these verses related to light, and when we listen to how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has explained that guidance is light, what would be our reaction? What would be our reaction? What do you think? Help me, guys. What should be our reaction? If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that source of light, what do you think should be our reaction? Yes, tell me. We seek the light. We seek the guidance. We seek the guidance by all sorts of ways. We seek the guidance by dua. We seek the guidance by supplication. We seek the guidance by prayer. Because at the end of the day, you are not the one who guides yourself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who guides you. The Prophet ﷺ used to have a magnificent dua saying, Allahumma aj'al fi qalbi nura, wa fi sam'i nura, وفي بصري نورا وعن يميني نورا وعن شمالي نورا ومن فوقي نورا ومن تحتي نورا ومن بين يدي نورا اللهم اجعل لي نورا واجعلني نورا وأعظم لي نورا. So that you are seeking light from all over. You are seeking, oh Allah, give me light from my right, from my left, from in front of me, from behind me, from on top of me, from below me. Oh Allah, grant me light. Because at the end of the day, if you are granted that light of guidance, no one will be able to harm you. No, it's not like you are not going to get any calamities, you are not going to get any tests. That's not what I'm saying. But as long as Allah is guiding you, no one will have power over you. Shaitan will not have power over you. Inna ibadi laysa laka alayhim sultan. Because my servants, you don't have any power on them. And the best thing here is that there are people in the day of judgment that Allah talked about them, saying that they will come in the day of judgment. نورهم يسعى بين أيديهم وبأيمانهم يقولون ربنا أتمم لنا نورنا واغفر لنا. That they will be coming, some people will be coming in the day of judgment walking in their own light. So you in this life, you were seeking light from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Here we come in the day of judgment. You will be the source of light. May Allah make us among them. But in order for you to get this ending, to get an ending where in the day of judgment you are the source of light, here in this life, you need to be seeking the light from the source of light, which is, what is the source of light? Allah. So, in this week, inshallah, from now till next week, try to remind yourself to ask Allah for guidance. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be steadfast on the straight path. Ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to always help you on your own self, on shayateen al-ins wal jinn, to help you beat your own self. Because subhanallah, if you are successful in that game, in that actual fight with your own self, you would be successful on shayateen, you will be successful on the companions of so you will be successful against anyone. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would need to be making you successful. So inshallah, that was just few. These were a few moments with Allahu Nuru Samawati wal Ard. If you can, inshallah, when you go back, try to read this verse. This verse is one of the most beautiful, most eloquent, most amazing verses in the Holy Quran. It's in Surah An-Nur, and more importantly, seek light throughout your life. May Allah make us among those people that will live with light in their life, and in the day of judgment will be resurrected with their own light. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم.